Yes, hello everyone. Welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. I'm with the dog, as you can see. He's panting away doing there. We are 4 miles along from Hayden Bridge in Northumberland, and we're going to look at some of the under 21 players who are developing. We need to keep an eye on because who could be the next Lewis Miley? Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to the beautiful area of Allen Banks and Storwood Gorge. It's absolutely beautiful here. Who is going to be the next Lewis Miley? Who is it going to be from the 21s? We've got a few kids who are developing really well. But first, before we get on to those little players, let's take a look at our Match Bingo sponsor. Yes, indeed. A big thank you to our sponsor, Match Bingo, today. Over 200,000 has been paid out to players so far by taking sports betting, football and bingo, combining them into one brilliant app. Make sure you get your bingo card for the upcoming game against Brighton. Click on the link in the description or scan the QR code on your screen. Bingo cards for this game are you buy 4 and you get 1 free. Yeah, so thank you very much to Match Bingo. Remember, Brighton away. May the 4th be with you, everyone. For those Star Wars fans. So have a look at their offer. It's a fantastic offer. You bet a tenner and you get 20 quid back, and you also get a free line of bingo as well. Win-win. So let's see how we get on later on. More on that later on the week. Right, let's get cracking then. So we've got a list of who I think is the most furthest progressed. Some who probably may have a little bit of a late growth, and some who are at risk of being let go. Let's start with the massive positives of Leo Shaha, who has been training, of course, with the first team a few times this season. He's a right back. He's a regular for both under 18s and under 21s. And of course, we got him from Wolves a couple of seasons ago. He's knocking on the door. He's training. What's his development stage at now? He's very highly thought of. Maybe is it to get him a loan out with men's football? That's probably the next step, because I think Trippier, and you've got Kraft, and you've got Livramento. So, but massive things of him, Leo Shaha. Alfie Harrison, of course, contract runs out in 2026, so he's still got over a year left. Signed from Manchester City. He's a regular with the under-21s. He's a midfielder, box to box, likes to chip in. He chose Newcastle. Obviously, I believe the fee is rumoured, that is a rumour, of up to £1 million, depending on how well he progresses in his career. But it shows you something that he wants to leave City's academy and want to come to Newcastle. So that tells you a lot of stuff. But again, similar to Leo Shaha, he probably needs a loan out, because how far is he away with you look at the first team at the moment. You've obviously got the 2 Brazilians. You've got Tonali, you've got Miley, you've got Longstaff, you've got Willock. Unless one of them was to leave, I think that door is shut at the moment. Sean Neve, of course, a local lad who went to Wrighton Comper, or Charles Thorpe as the posh people call it. Plenty of goals in academy this season. Being involved with the first team, being on a lot of substitute bench. He got a winner's medal, of course, for the Carabao Cup. He could be the next big thing. Scores goals for fun. I think not so much alone. I think this might be a little bit too soon, perhaps. But he's seen what Isak does. He's seen what Wilson does. He's learning off them. So I don't feel that alone is valuable for him. I think getting another season training with the first team, a lot of games for under 21s, I think that'll go a long way. But that lad can score goals, so he is one that the academy are pinning a lot of hopes on. So let's hope that he cracks on. Trevan Sanusi, who I'm a big fan of, involved with every pre-season game last season, had a couple of injuries this season, signed from Birmingham a couple of years ago, made his professional debut against Bromley in the FA Cup. People label him as the next saint-maximin, can go left, can go right, can go past players. I think his end product probably needs to improve, but I'm really excited by this kid. Probably the one that's on all of this list is the one that I've got hopes for. Eddie Howe did say that he wasn't going to loan him this season. Maybe is that the right decision? I don't know. They know more about it than, of course, that me and you, but maybe even get onto the bench a few times next season, especially with Europe. He's got to be a star. I really do think he's got to be a star. I think he's got it all made. Trevan Sanusi is a big talent. Garan Kowal. Now, you might think Garan Kowal, why are you putting him in this list? Because he's actually had a fantastic second half of the under-21 season. Lots of contributions with goals and assists coming back from injury. I think he needs the right loan this time. He's still really young, you've got to remember that. And he's been given a couple of dodgy loans. So that needs looked into. Can he get him a loan in English football? Never mind Hearts, or never mind over in the Eredivisie. Can he get him a loan? He's talented. He was injured for the first few months of the season. And then he's come on he's too good for the under-21s. That's what I'm trying to say. And how far is he away? You can play a left wing. You can play a right wing. You can even do a job up top. I just feel them positions. Yes, you might say that if Newcastle don't go and sign a right winger, that could be up for grabs for Sanusi and Kowal. But Newcastle need to strengthen that right wing. So for me, he's another prospect that he's had a good end of the second season. I was humming and hawing, trying to put him in that next bracket, which will come out in a minute, but he is absolutely firing. The two twins, which are Rory and Harry Powell, twins who both play in defence. Rory has had more game time than his brother. These could be the next Caldwells, the next Mileys, the next Longstaffs, the next Amiobis. You know, we've had a few of the brothers come down through the ranks for the years. Highly thought of, the two defenders. I think their development is to stay at the club. Both really, really young. So those are to develop, and hopefully his brother Harry gets more game time next season in the under-21s. Charlie MacArthur, and if you ever played Football Manager, he comes on leaps and bounds. Scottish centre-back signed from Kilmarnock back in 2022. A regular youth level. He's already out with loan at Carlisle. Turns 20 next month. Big things expected of him, of course. And his development, you know, I think with the centre-backs at the club, can you hang on one more year and not get released? Because you've seen the likes of Kraft's got 1 year. Fabian Scher's got 1 year. Jamal Lascelles has got 1 year. That's not official, but the journalists say that he has. So one of them might, you know, get in to be the 4th or 5th choice next season. So big things expected of him. Mojrag Pivas, who we signed, of course, in the summer from Jedinstvo. I can't pronounce that. Then he was loaned out straight out to Willem II in the Eredivisie. Can play at centre-back, can play defensive midfield, of course, as well. He turns 20 next month. He's not a regular with Willem II, which is a little concerning. However, he is in a more professional environment, playing or being involved, rather, in a first-team environment rather than the under-21s. Probably needs a loan out again next season to see how he gets on. But yeah, they're my high prospects, people who have furthest progressed. Then the next tier footballers who may have a late growth. This is the one where they're like, oh, do you make a decision? Do you let them go? Could have come back and backfire on you. The first one being Travis Hernez, out on loan at Aalborg at the moment. He's playing regularly in centre midfield and under 21s. Contract runs out next year in 2026. Big season ahead of him, whatever the club decide. Norwegian Youth International, again, brought in from another club. For me, I think he needs a loan spell at an English club, and then maybe if you can trigger 1 year contract extension to that, I think that would make sense. Ben Parkinson, who of course has already been involved with the first team, made his debut against Bournemouth. The infamous game where Kieran Trippier went up to the fans just after the Champions League game away to Dortmund. Then we had Bournemouth away. Plenty of goals this season. Question mark around him. Does he need a loan spell? Probably. Is he going to have a late growth? Potentially. So for me, I'd like to say Ben Parkinson given a loan out and see how he develops. If he doesn't then kick on, that's where he could hit the release. Cathal Heffernan, who was signed from AC Milan, a regular at the under-21 levels as well. Again, similar to the Powell brothers, and also to Charlie MacArthur. If he can hang on for another year, he's obviously the most probably developed out the centre-backs in terms of experience. But again, as I mentioned, the first team have a lot of 1 year left on the deals. Can Heffernan hang on, or does he need a loan? Again, that's for the powers that be to make that decision. Moving on to the risk of leaving. Now, these lads aren't necessarily players who are bad players. It's just they're running out of contract, or they're not getting enough game time, or that maybe the door's blocked. So the first one being Jay Turner-Cook, who I really do like. Creative midfielder. Contract runs out this summer. He's had a couple of loans out. He's a regular with the under-21s. He's already 21 now. Isn't breaking into that first team. Yeah, when other 21 lads at the moment this season are getting on the bench, likes of Leo Shahar, Turner-Cook is not. I think he may leave the club this summer, and he'll do fantastic well for lower league football. I've got no doubt about that. Another one, Ellis Stanton. He's rumoured to be leaving already. There is a couple of things going out on social media about him, so expect him to leave. Nathan Carolyn as well. He's 22? Still hasn't made his debut. Again, he's another one that's going to head out the door, unfortunately. Max Thompson, a goalkeeper who's out on loan at Chesterfield. Where you been, little lad? Where you been? He's out on loan at Chesterfield as a free agent in the summer. Expect him to be heading out the door as well. And James Huntley, who's also out on loan at Spennymoor. He's now 21. Does he want to continue and get first team football? Or does he want to come back to Newcastle and see how we can progress? For me, you need first team football. He's 21. So there you go. There's majority of them I've covered from the under-21s. Some of them I haven't. But those, especially the top priority players for me, they're the ones that Newcastle need to really look after and help develop as well. We've had some poor loans down the years, and they'll be looked at in pre-season. In particular, the likes of Travan Sanusi will be looked at in pre-season, be involved in it as well. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But there we go, everyone. I've just wanted to bring you something a little bit different today rather than the first team, because the under-21s, we're guilty of this as well. Nobody covers them, to be honest. The women get all of the limelight in our channel away from the first team. I thought I wanted to highlight some of the under 21 lads who are doing well. But there you go. I'm going to continue my work with Warles. He's over there kicking the mud all hour. But there you go, everyone. It's absolutely beautiful around here, isn't it? It is stunning. Beautiful. But yeah, if you can drop us a massive like, remember to check out Match Bingo, and we'll see you soon here on Newcastle Fans TV.